Mr. Mr. Toastmaster and fellow members and guests, I, Vipul, welcome you to my icebreaker speech. I was born in Delhi, India in year 1971. I moved to the US in year 2000. I've been married for 15 years and I have 2 kids. If I watch myself if I imagine myself watching me giving this speech, I cannot help but wonder the role of chance and the perseverance of the human spirit. Let me take back to 1988 when a young high school student, fresh off the boat, was looking for a placement in a prestigious college of Delhi University North Campus. He wanted to get admission in computer science, but his score was 1% less than what was needed as per the board there. Dejected, he was leaving the building when someone stopped him and asked him, which subject do you want admission in? And he said, I want computer science, but my marks are 1% less than what's needed for the admission. The person told him that no, that was not the case. He had enough marks to get the admission, and that was it. He was elated. He got admission there. He went on to do Masters of Computer Applications, got married to a beautiful girl, and moved to the US in the year 2000. Pretty incredible, isn't it? When he moved to the US, he was awash in abundance. He was at a place on earth where there was no shortage of anything. Everything imaginable and unimaginable was there. It was cheap and it was unlimited. He was buying everything he could. He was eating everything he could. He was enjoying his life to the hilt. Totally oblivious to the plight of the billions of people who were lucky if they got one good meal in a day, who were lucky if they got a pair of nice shoes or a pair of nice clothes to wear, who were dying because of the events they had no part in. Totally oblivious to the fact that the only place he knew life existed, Mother Earth, was slowly dying because of his actions and the actions of his fellow humans. That humans had become the greatest threat to the humanity. This went on for a few years until chance struck again. He used to listen to a music radio channel which suddenly closed. So he was flipping channel in his car when he came across a radio channel which was unlike he had ever heard before. They were presenting viewpoints and programming that he never had heard before. There were programs like Democracy Now!, Alternative Radio, Pioneers, Wings, Hemispheres, Labor Exchange. The list went on and on. The more he listened, the more he realized that he needed to do something more than just recycling and giving money to the charity. But what could he possibly do? He was just one out of 7 billion humans on this earth. And the chance struck again. He heard on the radio a study being done by a non-profit called Driving Change, who asserted that just by changing your driving style, you could save 10% gas, which means, of course, you're helping the environment. He was intrigued and decided to take part in the study. Overnight, he became from a rash driver to a sensible driver. His wife was surprised and happy at the same time because this study did what she could not do her whole life. Thenceforth, his life changed. He realized that he could be a part of solution, that he could have an impact even if he was a small part of the whole. George Bernard Shaw famously said, "The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on unreasonable man." That boy has now been transformed into an unreasonable man, and he now believes that if he can change, so can the rest of the world. May we all be unreasonable. Thanks.